Hi there, welcome back. My name is Minna Assam, and today we are going to talk about the lunar eclipse. Are you ready? I hope so. Here is the objectives. Number one, define lunar eclipse and interpret types of lunar eclipse and compare between the umbra and penumbra shadow area. So, at first, we would like to ask you a question. What is the name of the following phenomena is in front of you? As you can see, here is the sun, and here is moon, and here is Earth. On one straight line, but the moon in the middle. So it's called solar eclipse. That's right. But what is lunar eclipse and what's the difference between them? As you can see, in solar eclipse, the moon in the middle. But in the lunar eclipse, the Earth in the middle. Both of them one straight line. So sun, Earth, moon on one straight line. But the solar eclipse, moon in the middle, and lunar eclipse, Earth in the middle. I hope you got this point. So when the Earth comes between the sun and the moon, it will make another phenomenon, which is the lunar eclipse. And it occurs in the middle of lunar month. So let's find the definition. As you can see, it's an astronomical phenomenon which occurs when sun, earth, moon lies on one straight line and the earth in the middle, preventing sunlight to reach to the moon. So the earth will block the sunlight that comes from the sun, as you can see. So the earth is in front of the sun, so it will block all the sunlight or sometimes part of the sunlight. So what do you have to know about lunar eclipse? Number one, it occurs twice per year, which means I can see it in the year 2 times. So it occurs twice per year in the middle of lunar month. So it occurs in the middle of lunar month twice a year. Okay. When Earth hides all the sunlight or part of it from the moon. And it lasts for an hour or maybe 2 hours. Sometimes it lasts for 3 hours. And we can see it only at night because this is moon. We can see it only at night. So it can be seen at night from any place on Earth when the sun is behind its horizon. So, and also it doesn't need any precautions to observe it. It's not like the solar eclipse, we need to take all the precaution and wear special glass. No, the lunar eclipse, we don't need to take or require special devices because there is no harmful rays comes from the sun. So if I ask you give reason, the lunar eclipse or observing lunar eclipse doesn't require a special device, we can say that because it doesn't harm eyes when you look at it. Let's compare between the types of lunar eclipse. If you remember, last session we talked about the types of solar eclipse and we said they are three types: total solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse, and annular solar eclipse. But the types for lunar eclipse, just two. Why? Let's find this. The total solar eclipse, as you can see here, when the Earth comes in the shadow area called umbra, so it will make the total solar eclipse. At this time, the Earth block all the sunlight. No sunlight falls on moon, so it will hide it all. So it's total lunar eclipse. And at this time, the moon appears like red. It's all red. So the moon tends to be red. All the moon will be like this. And what's the reason? What do you think? This is because the atmosphere of Earth doesn't absorb the infrared rays that comes from the sun and refracts them on Earth. So take care, I said refracts, not reflect. And if the moon comes part of it in the shadow area, umbra, and the part of it in the penumbra, so it will make other type of lunar eclipse, which is partial lunar eclipse. So as you can see here, this is the penumbra and here is the umbra. So part of the moon in the umbra shadow and the part of it in the penumbra. So the solar eclipse that occur, which is the lunar eclipse that occur, partial lunar eclipse. So it will seem like this. Part of it red, not all. Next is lunar non-eclipse. There is no eclipse here. So it's a phenomenon occurs when moon enters the penumbra. The whole moon enters penumbra, as you can see. So it will lead the fainted appearance of the moon. It will be like shaded moon. And as you know, there is no annular solar eclipse. What is the reason why there is no annular solar eclipse? Because you know that the Earth has a great size relative to the moon, so it always blocks all the sunlight when it comes between sun and the moon. So there is no annular solar eclipse for this reason. So if I ask you a question, what are the types of lunar eclipse? There are three or there are two? There are two types. Number one, total lunar eclipse and partial lunar eclipse. And the lunar non-eclipse, it's not the type. I said non-eclipse. So it will not considered as eclipse because it's just shaded moon, or it seems like the moon in this time like shaded, as you can see here. I hope you got the lesson. See you inshallah next session.